People say the world is changing fast, but what if the next 5 years could reshape our world more than the last 50 combined? Well, that's not just hype. That's the real potential of artificial intelligence. We're about to explore a future that is, believe it or not, right around the corner.
So just think about this for a second. What if AI became more than just, well, a tool, something you use? What if it was a partner, a creator, maybe even a guide? Now, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds like science fiction, but it's really not. This is a potential reality we're staring right in the face. So let's break down how we might actually get there.
All right, here's our roadmap. We're going to start in 2026 when AI just becomes, well, the new normal. Then you're going to want to hold on tight because 2027 is the AGI tipping point. After that, we'll dive into a couple years of major integration and, yeah, some serious disruption. And that brings us to 2030, a world that looks completely transformed.
Okay, first stop on our journey, 2026. This is where AI stops being this kind of cool new thing and becomes a very real part of our daily lives. In the first place, we're going to see this huge shift. You guessed it, the workplace.
So picture this. By 2026, offices are just buzzing with these autonomous AI agents. They're handling all the administrative stuff, scheduling, negotiating contracts, you name it. For companies, this is fantastic. Productivity just skyrockets. But, and this is a big but, this incredible efficiency has a flip side. Layoffs. A lot of them. And this really forces the whole conversation around universal basic income, or UBI, right into the mainstream. At the same time, over in healthcare, AI is already doing incredible things, like AI radiologists spotting diseases months earlier than any human ever could. And listen, this isn't some far-off fantasy. We are right on the edge of this happening. There have been these huge breakthroughs in what experts call world models, which basically give robots a near-human ability to understand the physical world around them. And because of that, affordable household robots start to pop up. We're talking $5,000 to $10,000. They're doing chores, tidying up, unloading the dishwasher, and maybe most importantly, they're becoming these trusted partners, helping take care of our elderly family members. The creative side of this it's just mind-blowing. Think about a solo game developer. All they have to do is type in a simple prompt, like this one here, describing this wild alien planet, and boom, an AI generates a stunning, completely playable world in a matter of minutes. Suddenly, your creativity isn't limited by your budget or your team size, it's only limited by your imagination. That is a huge deal. Okay, now we're moving on to 2027, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this is the year that changes everything. This is the moment we hit a tipping point, a critical threshold where something fundamentally new arrives on the scene. So what is this new thing? It's AGI, or Artificial General Intelligence, and it's totally different from the AI we're used to right now. You see, today's AI is specialized. It does one thing really well. But AGI? It's not trained on just one task. It has human-level reasoning. It can tackle new problems it's never seen before. It gets context, and it can learn creatively across pretty much any field, just like a person can. And the arrival of AGI is, well, it's both incredible and a little unnerving, right? This thing can reason, it can ask questions, it can even crack a joke like a person. Its ability to get emotional nuance and just interact so fluidly is honestly amazing, but it also throws these massive philosophical questions right in our faces. Like, what's its place in society? Does it have rights? Big questions. And one of the most personal ways AI shows up is with AI companions. And we're not talking about simple chatbots here. These are incredibly lifelike characters. They have emotional depth. They can act as your mentor, your friend, your support system. They give you personalized advice and companionship. And here's the wild part. For a lot of people, these relationships actually become more fulfilling than their relationships with other humans. All right, so now we're heading into the next phase, 2028 and 2029. AI is out in the world, and this is where society really starts to wrestle with the two sides of this coin, the unbelievable promise and the very real peril. Let's start with the promise, and it is a huge one. We see this absolutely monumental breakthrough. AGI, supercharged by quantum computing, cracks one of the gnarliest problems in all of biology, protein folding. And it doesn't just do it once, it figures it out for 10,000 rare diseases. This just blows the doors wide open for cures we never, ever thought were possible. But let's be clear about what this really means. It means hope. This isn't just some abstract thing happening in a lab. for countless families, families who've been fighting these rare disorders with absolutely nothing to look forward to. This breakthrough is everything. It's a future they literally did not dare to dream of. So this whole era is just defined by this constant push and pull. On one side, you've got these incredible things happening, cures for diseases like ALS, autonomous emergency drones saving lives in minutes. But on the other side of the ledger, the very same automation making that possible is fueling this massive contentious debate about UBI. Those helpful robots in our homes, well, they are watching and listening, which brings up huge privacy issues. And these hyper-realistic digital clones, they make you wonder what's even real anymore. And the pace of all this change is just dizzying. Get this, by 2029, you've got fully autonomous taxi fleets running profitably in 10 megacities around the world. They're all talking to each other, coordinating with traffic systems, basically eliminating gridlock. For millions of people, owning a car is already a memory. But, of course, with all this power comes all new kinds of danger. You've got super sophisticated bots launching deepfake scams that are impossible to spot. You have autonomous cyber attacks happening at a massive scale. Criminals are using drones for things like smuggling. And this just kicks off a crazy, high-stakes arms race. Law enforcement is forced to deploy its own AI just to have a fighting chance against criminals using the exact same tech. And that brings us to the end of our 5-year journey, 2030. And by now, AI isn't just integrated anymore. No, it is actively reshaping the fundamental building blocks of our society, from our health and entertainment all the way to how we govern the entire planet. I mean, the scale of this transformation is just huge. It's touching literally everything. In healthcare, you've got predictive algorithms and nanobot therapies as standard practice. We're enhancing ourselves with bionic eyes and AI-powered limbs. Entertainment, it's completely interactive now. And maybe the wildest of all, there are planet-scale simulators giving advice to governments all over the world. Let's just take entertainment as an example. The idea of just passively watching a movie is gone. Now you start a film and you get to shape it. You pick the genre, the characters, the themes. And as you're watching, your choices actually change the plot as it happens. So the exact same movie could be this epic sci-fi adventure for you and a sweet romantic comedy for your friend next door. And then there's global governance. Here, AI's biggest gift is just one thing: foresight. For the very first time in human history, world leaders can actually model the long-term consequences of any big policy decision. They can see the impact on the climate, on jobs, on public health. It gives them a level of insight that was frankly just impossible for any group of humans to have before. So we've gone on this incredible journey from 2026 all the way to 2030. We've seen a world totally remade by artificial intelligence. But after seeing all that, after all that change, we are left with one final, massive, and totally unavoidable question. I mean, really think about it. In a world where AI can cure our diseases, create our art, do our jobs for us, and even help run the planet, what's our purpose? What's left for us to do? In a world so profoundly guided and enhanced by artificial intelligence, what does it actually mean to be human? And that's the question. That's the one we're all going to have to answer for ourselves.